Before I get to this news message right here, okay, I just want to play something that I did. This was back on September 27th was when, and I was like, well, how much does Shawn Fain make? And I was actually wrong on here. He makes $208,000, right? Shawn Fain. Shawn Fain is nothing but another politician, man. He reminds me of another politician. And let's get into it.
All right, UAW President Shawn Fain joined about 6,800 union members in Sterling Heights as they walked off the job today at Stellantis' largest factory, the factory that produces Dodge Ram pickup trucks. Big seller, of course, for the company, their most profitable vehicle, we should also mention. Today's move comes after Fain reported Friday that there had been some progress in talks with General Motors and Stellantis, but that they still have not gone far enough with their offers.
Sources confirming that UAW President Shawn Fain is not on $500 a week strike pay because the UAW Constitution states Fain gets his $208,000 a year salary per those union rules. As now more.
All right, we gonna stop the video right there. Let's go back. Let's get to it in full effect. No sound effects. Let's hear what they said.
Constitution states Fain gets his Fain is not on.
Do we have to do?
Sources confirming that UAW President Shawn Fain is not on $500 a week strike pay because the UAW Constitution states Fain gets his $208,000 a year salary per those union rules. As now more UAW workers are sent out to the picket lines.
All right, we're going to stop it right there. And we're going to pull up my thumbnail that I got for him right here. So Shawn Fain makes $208,000 and the workers are making $500 a week. So according to the UAW Constitution, which I don't know what that means, right? But I do know when they start using language like this just means you can't do nothing about it. And so you mean to tell me, I'm heating up now, right? It's cold summer, but I'm about to heat up real quick. You mean to tell me this man's out here making $208,000 on the picket line with people that are making $500, and you got the nerve to talk about company greed on these video releases that you're doing every week? Company greed, and you're making $208,000. Newsflash, Shawn Fain. How many people at any of these big three make over $200,000? Right? What tax bracket would they be in? Like, what positions will they be holding if they're making over $200,000? Oh, we not gonna talk about it? No, we are gonna talk about it because every time I keep seeing him, I'm like, this is political stunts. He made a video on the same live stream that I just showed y'all that I made on September 27th. He was talking about company greed and how these companies are greedy and how billionaires shouldn't exist. All this crazy mess. And when I heard it, I was like, this don't sound right. It just sounds like a movie. It sounds like he's faking. And he 100% is faking it. He's coming on these streams. He's giving y'all updates. I'm not saying the man's not working, y'all. I'm not saying he's not working. But he's making a hell of a lot of money to be a UAW president. And then he shows up to the picket line with people making $500 a week. He isn't taking a pay cut at all. He's not taking a cut at all because he's got to feed his family as well. But people making $500 a week are struggling to pay their bills. They are getting out payday loans right now. They are taking out payday loans in order to survive, right? Credit unions are creating loans for them so that they can have some money. Shawn Fain ain't taking no pay cut, right? Shout out to my man Randy. He says that's why they don't want to settle because they won't get funding for themselves. Those are the worst kind of loan. The payday loans are horrible. Yes. So he says that's why they don't want to settle because they won't get funding for themselves. Now, I think that there has to be a middle ground here. Has to be a middle ground here because the people cannot sustain this particular blow. Right? One person said in one of these news stories, he said this is financial suicide or financial bankruptcy or something like that. Where I want to go with this is not so much the UAW, it's Shawn Fain. I mean, because like I said, he's considered he's a UAW president, so he would be considered some type of like high level in the UAW. But he's up here spewing this message to people that are on the picket lines and all through the UAW or the auto workers that I'm with you and we're this and that. But man, hold on. You're corporate. You're making big money. You're making the big bucks. We down here making $500 a week. We barely can feed our family. At this point, when they made this news clip, the people on the picket line should slowly be turning their eyes and being like, Shawn Fain, you one of them. And that's how I feel. I feel like Shawn Fain, you're just one of them, right? You get paid a hell of a lot to be a UAW president. And I'm sure them dudes kick in quickly. And don't think that he's not taking some type of kickbacks. No, we ain't even gonna talk about all that and all the type of illegal activity that probably go in on that. Shawn Fain ain't missing a beat, y'all. He is not missing a beat. But guess what? Families are missing their meals. They figuring out what they gotta do to make some money. And they have to attend these strikes to get strike pay. They are better off going to go create a side business or doing something on the side than waiting for $500 a week. And here's the worst part. That's before taxes. Before taxes. They might be left with $300. Forget that. I'm gone. I'm done. I forget that. I'm done. Right? Yeah, y'all want to try to recoup on the back end, but it may be so late. It might be too late before you can recoup on the back end. You probably would be in so much debt because of that on the back end. Your mortgage is still due. Your car note is still due. Bills still coming in every single month for your utilities. You got to live off $500 a week? And my man Shawn Fain is making $208,000 a year? What? Interesting. So that's where I wanted to go with this, because I made the story last week and I literally pivoted during the live stream, and I just asked myself, I said, well, how much does he make? And it said at the time, it said 100 and some thousand. That was off. He makes 208,000. Now that doesn't mention anything else that he might get, right? Bonuses or whatever else. But I'm telling y'all, he's one of them. When I say one of them, he's one of the corporate guys. He's one of the corporate guys in disguise trying to put on this act for people at the auto workers. Like, yeah, corporate greed. We want them to pay us this and that. But you're part of corporate greed, Mr. Shawn Fain. What? But here's the thing, right? And this is how you finesse people. Y'all want to know how y'all finesse people one-on-one? Right? Kind of what I said in the beginning of my live stream, you become a charismatic person, right? You become likable, right? And you say the nice things that make the majority of the people on your side. And you stick with that, even though your agenda is different. So this is what he's doing. But he's not fooling me, because I'm like, messages don't seem genuine. I know he's making some good money. This was before I knew he made $208,000. And wouldn't 208,000, 200-something thousand, doesn't that fall below like 10% of wealthy people in America? Doesn't that fall within like the 10%, something like that, maybe 250 or so? Let's just say he gets bonuses and all this other stuff. Let's say he makes somewhere up there in the 220s. He's in the good percentage of Americans that are wealthy. The auto workers are making just, I don't know, they probably make 100. Maybe some of them make 100. Some of them don't. I'm not being finessed by another man that just walks around and tries to tell me what sounds right. But when you look and see how he's actually getting and what he's living like, totally different. Totally different. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But what I'm saying here is y'all just got to pay attention, man, because even though they got these titles and they seem nice and they seem like they're for you, be very careful. He just reminds me of another politician. That's all. That's all I get from him is, oh, all right, I'm going to go ahead and finesse these people. I'm going to get this job. I'm going to make this money. I'm going to go on these picket lines. Okay, the news station's going to be here, so I'm going to show up. So the news station's there. I'm there. And then I'm going to dip out like Joe Biden did. Right? Where's Joe Biden at? What? Right? Joe Biden came here last month. Where's Joe Biden at? Why? He should be helping y'all with this negotiation. Right? I know y'all gonna probably try to hit me with the economics thing. Well, you can't just do that and you can't just buy him out, blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying if he had the nerve to show up to the UAW strike and Shawn Fain is making $208,000, why don't Mr. Joe Biden be able to help with this negotiation so that other families don't starve and have to go and file bankruptcy and take out payday loans? Where you at, Joe Biden? You're for the people. Where you at, man? Save the country. Save the people that have important jobs, which are down here working for the big three. You need to be involved. Put your hand in there somewhere. See, this is where when I'm taking with Shawn Fain, I'm saying I'm not being finessed by people that say these messages online, but they're doing something different. I won't be surprised if they come out with something about Shawn Fain moments after they do this negotiation and they get what they want and they say he's a crook or something. I won't be surprised. But when Joe Biden came down here, he did all that. That was a political stunt. That was a political move. He came down here, probably was down here less than 5-6 hours, and then he left, went home. But what did that mean for us? Nothing. All right? So that's what I got to say about that, man. Love to hear y'all comments. Hear what y'all got to say about that. But that's kind of where I'm at with Shawn Fain, man. I'm very reserved on Shawn Fain. I want to see exactly how this is going to turn out. But the automakers are giving out offers. They're giving out offers. So it's a difference if they were holding back, but they're telling you they can't go to a certain amount. And he keeps saying, well, we're going to keep pushing because they made this amount of money. I wonder why he's pushing so hard. What? Y'all think he's pushing that hard for y'all? Partly. Y'all don't think he's pushing that hard for his UAW members and himself? Y'all don't think so? Y'all don't think that when they do a new negotiation or a new contract that there's some type of real benefit for the president for making that negotiation happen? Y'all think it's some type of little kickback or incentive for making if he gets a certain percentage increase going on? Just pay attention. I'm just saying, just pay attention, right? I wouldn't be surprised, and if I was working for the big three, I'm going to tell y'all this, I would be pissed. What? I would be pissed dealing with this because this ain't nothing but politics that we playing right here. Let's be real, y'all. This ain't nothing but politics being played right here. See, we think that, they want to get us the most money possible, this and that. No. What? This is politics, y'all. This is all about who's going to make the most money. And I believe the UAW is going to benefit a lot from it. From what I've been told, when you go and work for the big three, like your first paycheck is literally dues are coming out like that. It's almost like taxes. So they're going to benefit off the top, right? Shout out to my man B-Mac, a.k.a. the mod and the sponsor of the show. Oh, yeah, for sure there's an incentive in his contracts. I agree. I mean, I ain't even got to look at it all the way, but I know that there's some type of, I can't call them kickbacks, but there's, like you said, there's some type of incentive coming back to him for getting like probably a certain percentage increase. That's probably why he's pushing for like 40%, why he's pushing so high. I don't know, man. This is why I got this podcast. Cause I got to be able to share with y'all. I'm just not being fooled by this man, right? Just to bring y'all up on the skinny, he makes $208,000. and the auto workers are out there getting $500 a week before taxes. What? So that means they're not getting 500 total. And he's coming out on the picket lines probably for what? Less than an hour, 2 hours. Going back to his office, but he's making all that money. All that money. Right? Shout out to Roro. She says, of course they will. She says, yes, a percentage comes out of the member's check. Yep. So it's almost like Uncle Sam. It's almost like Uncle Sam and then Nephew Sam. Right? That's how I look at the UAW. It's like the Nephew Sam. They're going to take their little part out already. So you know they go benefit. They're automatically going to benefit from this. I don't know. I just feel like he's a politician. I think this whole thing right here, this whole contract is politics. I do believe that they do deserve an increase. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all they don't.
Sensational.
They deserve an increase. They working their tails off. They dedicating their lives here. They missing out on family events. They 100% need an increase. But the real question is, this increase that they have been given twice, is it reasonable? And people are on the picket line saying that this is enough is enough. We're ready to move forward. These people are ready to get back to work. They don't want to sit out there and it's getting cold, making $500 a week. They said, forget all this, man. Let's just get back to work. Just make a deal happen. Let's get back to work. See, the thing is, you want a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush, right? That's the saying, right? So it's almost like, all right, if we can get 21, maybe 23, can we sign that and get back on the road? But here's the economic part of it. What? Now, we've talked about the contract. We talked about Shawn Fain. And we talked about how I think he's just another politician. And I ain't going to call him a crook yet, but I'm going to definitely call him a politician. And I think I don't think he's being genuine, but I think he definitely trying to make this happen. He might have pressure on his back. But here's the real problem. The economic part of this. Now, see, that's where it hits us. No matter what class that you're in, that hits us, right? We want to go out and buy a car. Cars are a little bit more. That affects us.